$200 per month raise for all Social Security benefits. Again, any benefit administered by Social Security, yes, retirement, yes, survivors, yes, spousal, yes, SSDI, yes, SSI, all of these, okay? All of these are included. I want to make that very clear. But anyway, temporary $200 per month raise for 6 months. I really want to highlight that. Temporary 6 months, okay? Now, here's the deal. This was supposed to start back in January of this year. January through June is when it was supposed to be in full effect. Guess what? At this point, we would have basically all of that money in our pocket by now. Okay, so my point being is that this was supposed to be done a long time ago. Well, at the time when they were talking about it, kind of the end of last year, early this year, 2026, inflation, to be fair, was like 2.7%. At that point, it didn't really seem like, well, you know, inflation's kind of high. It's not like too crazy, nothing like that. Okay. But now fast forward, let's just call it 6 months for easy rounding purposes. Let's just say 6 months we fast forward. Here we are, middle of 2026. Inflation is 4+%. We've literally, well, I was going to say doubled. We haven't quite doubled inflation, but we're up like, I don't know, 70% over what we were, right? Yeah, about 70%, give or take a little bit, 70, 80%, 70, 75% from where we were just 6 months ago on inflation. So now this is back in the headlines. The people that are out there suggesting, gee, that would have been pretty nice. We could have front run all of the inflation by offering this $200 temporary raise, kind of padding the finances and the bank accounts of Social Security beneficiaries leading up to what none of us knew was coming, a lot of inflation, right? Well, here we are. And this is unfortunately where we're currently at right now. Now, I'm going to be fair with you. This has not been passed yet, okay? I think that's pretty clear, but let me just make that very, very clear. Has not been passed. However, it is something that's certainly grabbing the attention of lawmakers and certainly grabbing the attention of a lot of individuals because, well, they wanted to offer this. Now, I'm going to say this. I've had dedicated videos here on the channel talking about this, which is the temporary $200 raise through the Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act, alongside the other legislation that is out there called Social Security Expansion Act, which would implement a $200 raise indefinitely. In other words, forever. Now, to be fair, in my opinion, this one that we're talking about here, the Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act, offering the $200 raise for a temporary 6-month period of time, although it would be nice, I don't love this proposal. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. I don't love this proposal at all. Here's the thing. It would be nice, but at the end of the day, I feel like it would put people into a worse financial predicament than we're already in, which would seem weird because you'd think, but wait, isn't that like $1,200, $200 a month times 6 months? That's $1,200, right? Yeah, you're right. It is $1,200. But here's what I fear if they were to implement this. Oh yeah, we're going to do the $200. Okay, we all start getting $200, right? I'm talking in theory now. We all start getting the $200. We just finally start to maybe pay off some of the debts, maybe finally get ahead a little bit, get our nose above water, and then guess what? 6 months runs out and they say, sorry, and they pull the rug out from under us and say, catch you later. And then they take the $200 away. And then there you go. People are falling right back into a nasty situation again because they've become reliant on this $200 raise. Does that kind of make sense? So don't get me wrong. The $1,200 that would be yielded out of this extra $200 over a 6-month period of time, yielding $1,200 total, would be helpful. But the reliance on the 200 is what I would fear is that when that gets taken away, now people are in a bad situation because they've relied on that 200 so much that now all of a sudden they're like falling off a metaphorical cliff financially, and it's bad, if that makes sense, right? But instead, I like the Social Security Expansion Act, which would offer the $200 per month raise indefinitely out until the end of the century, basically 74 years from now. You know, I think that'd be pretty good for all of us, okay? I mean, that would certainly take care of everybody out there that is in need of a $200 raise right now. So anyway, this is where we're currently at. And just like everything with lawmakers, what do we need to do? Hurry up and wait. Yeah, unfortunately, the name of the game with politics. throw out a bunch of empty promises, probably throw in a bunch of lies, throw a bunch of empty promises through legislation out there, talk about it a bunch, slam the other side. And again, I'm not taking sides here, as you can clearly tell. I'm just talking in big, ambiguous terms. Slam the other side a bunch, point the finger a whole bunch, and then, go on vacation for a few months, and then hurry up and wait and do nothing. That's kind of where we're at now. So unfortunately, we are in a hurry up and wait situation right now. However, I would say a huge argument to where we're currently at right now is, hello, look at the freaking inflation. You know what I'm talking about? Like, look at the inflation. It's crazy right now, and it's getting worse, and it's going to get a whole lot worse before this gets better. I've been saying that for months now. I've been saying that for like 3-4 months now. I've been saying, get ready, buckle up. It's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better, provided they actually report the real numbers. But whether they report the real numbers or not, we're going to feel